Good afternoon. I'm Spot On Weather meteorologist Matthew Euler. Today we're going to talk about a case of the Muggies. Very muggy air mass in place across southeast Virginia. And this picture, just want to take this time to remind everyone who has animals, whether they be outdoor cats or dogs, keep them in mind during such muggy, warm weather. They're obviously just like us. Make sure you get them inside, cool them off at times. Bring them indoors. Don't let them stay outside too long. Make sure they're getting plenty of water on such muggy days like today. So we're going to start off things. We're going to take a look at the satellite image to start things today. So we'll go right to that image. All right, so what we have going on at the present time is we have an upper level low, which is situated over the Midwestern U.S. We've got this deep southerly and south-southwest flow in the weather that's happening right now across the eastern United States, out ahead of the front side of this upper level low. We also have a frontal boundary that just stalled out in the vicinity of the mid-Atlantic states at the present time. There's a little bit of an outflow boundary here on the visible imagery, this little arcing feature, which is spreading out as downdraft air moves out of the base of the thunderstorm and actually pushes towards the south. So that's kind of a cool feature there. But overall, it's a very unsettled looking eastern United States right now with a very moist and unstable air mass in place. A frontal system stalled out, as is typical this time of year for June across the area. All right, so let's take a look at the current analysis and see what's going on here. We have a skew-T diagram here on the left, and what this shows is the red line indicates your temperature with height. The green line indicates your dew point temperatures. The closer this red and green line are together, the more saturated or more humid the atmosphere is. So as you can see towards the surface here, by the way, this scale on the left in the vertical is in a constant pressure surface known as millibar levels. Okay, basically the whole atmospheric column is fairly moist. There's a little bit of drawing up at about 30,000 feet as this green line kind of makes that veering off to the left motion. But overall, it's a very moist environment all the way up through about 40,000 feet. So what does that mean? There's a lot of clouds in the area. There's a lot of moisture in the area. Look at the surface analysis here, some surface wind plots. We got mainly a light southerly flow across southeast Virginia, maybe a little bit southeasterly there, closer to the ocean front. Overall, though, very muggy dew points in the low 70s all the way up to the upper 70s, 78-degree dew point up in Richmond. And then further north, the dew points kind of drop off, and the temperatures do as well. Further north into Charlottesville, the dew points are down to the low 60s. So there is a frontal system in the area that is draped across the area right now. The biggest concern the next 72 hours is heavy rain. And this is a product issued by NOAA, by the Weather Prediction Center, a product known as QPF. And it shows basically how much rain, the scales on both diagrams here. I'm showing the rainfall through 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. The color legend here in inches is on the left. So southeast Virginia, there's a little stretch of heavier rain into southeast Virginia, up to over an inch of rain in some spots here, maybe some locally higher amounts and heavier thunderstorms. And then here's the 3-day precip total through 7 a.m. Monday, the 25th of June. And again, we have a little bit of purple shading in here. And that purple shading is generally indicative of anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches of rain. So we are expecting some heavy rain. This is the biggest concern over the next 72 hours for southeast Virginia. The forecast for tomorrow. So what does your weekend look like this weekend? Right, we still have a surface area of low pressure just situated. It's 1,003 millibar low over lower Michigan. We have the high pressure, the Bermuda high, just off the chart here. The combination of flow around the low and the high results in a south-southwest wind flow, a very moist atmosphere in southeast Virginia tomorrow. Very moist, unstable air mass. We do expect periods of showers and thunderstorms. Just keep in mind that these thunderstorms will not be an all-day event. You will be able to get outdoors and do some activities tomorrow. You just got to keep checking the radar to see kind of like where the showers and thunderstorms are forming. All right, we do have a stalled frontal boundary that just situated across the mid-Atlantic states for tomorrow. For Sunday, does it look any better? We're still situated into the warm, moist south-southwesterly wind flow on the backside of this high. We do have a cold front that's going to begin to approach from the northwest. So on Sunday, we do expect some more scattered showers and thunderstorms across southeast Virginia. But again, keep in mind that these will not be all-day type events. So you should be able to get some outdoor activities in both Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Now moving into the start of the next week, on Monday, the 25th of June, the cold front, basically that was to the northwest on Sunday, actually pushes through by late in the day on Monday. And that is going to allow some cooler air to filter down from the north. There's a 1,027 millibar high over Lake Superior. It's going to funnel in some cooler air, some lowering thickness values, and this is going to push the front further south. If we move into Tuesday, the front is definitely further south over the Carolinas. We got a 1,024 millibar high situated over Delaware, which is going to allow, again, for a cooler, not necessarily cooler this time of year, but definitely a more comfortable feel to the air. Drier conditions, dew points dropping down into the 60s instead of being in the 70s where they are today. So that will be a nice little break. Some rain showers on the backside of this high and south-southwest winds, again, develop in the midwestern U.S. Now, Wednesday, the 27th of June, the high slides offshore. So we have Tuesday, the 1024 millibar high situated over Delaware. Well, that gets merged and basically merges into the subtropical high pressure system, the Azores high over the western Atlantic Ocean. So we have southwest winds, a return to south-southwesterly wind flow, and the temperatures and the humidity will once again be on the rise middle of next week. So if you're looking for some comfortable weather, Monday night and Tuesday, a quick reprieve from this heat and humidity, and then again, the high slides off the coast and we'll be back to warmer temperatures next week. All right, tropical weather outlook, what's going on in the tropics right now? This is from the National Hurricane Center. Generally, there's no new tropical cyclones that are expected during the next 5 days. A visible satellite imagery here today. There's the easterly wave situated just south of Hispaniola. There are some scattered clouds, but nothing really organized. The Gulf of Mexico is looking good. Nothing really organized at the present time or getting organized. Was reading an interesting article on how the sea surface temperatures are below normal out in the Atlantic Ocean right now. Hurricanes generally tend to rely on very warm sea surface temperatures to grab energy. They take that energy from that warm sea surface and they use that to intensify. So it'll be interesting to see how this hurricane season plays out with these below normal temperatures. Looking longer range, 29 and 30 June. These purple areas indicate the hottest temperatures. The map here on the left is temperatures at 5,000 feet for 29 June. The map on the right is the temperatures expected for 30 June at 5,000 feet, showing 34 degrees Celsius and hotter type temperatures in this purple shading. The core of the hottest temperatures remaining over the western United States, specifically the southwestern United States. That's how things look in the long range right now. We do have some fairly warm weather, fairly seasonal for this time of year. Temperatures in the upper 80s during the days for southeast Virginia, the East Coast. They're not in the heat of the core of this hot air. They're not in the very core of it. That remains well back to the west. And then interestingly enough, I thought I would throw this in today's presentation. There's a lot of talk and chatter lately about El Nino returning this fall and winter. On this particular chart, we're showing you the sea surface temperature forecast anomaly in degrees Celsius. The zero line here, the solid line down the center, represents where the sea surface temperature should be. And then if there's any lines above this zero line, that indicates that sea surface temperatures are projected to go above normal in the equatorial East Pacific. And that is indicative of a possible El Nino coming on. The bottom here, I'm showing you 3-month time periods. This is ASO, for example, would be August, September, October. SON, September, October, November. Then you have October, November, December, and so on. November, December, January, and so on. So showing most of the climate models are indicating that we are going to be heading towards an El Nino again. Sea surface temperatures anomalies are going to be above normal in the eastern Pacific. And this could have an impact on the weather across southeast Virginia. especially towards the fall and winter. And we will definitely delve into that topic later down the line here. We'll keep a close eye on it for you. Final thoughts of today's video. All right, a flash flood watch has been issued by the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Wakefield, Virginia, and it's in effect from 4 p.m. this afternoon to midnight local time, with the potential for more heavy rain showers and thunderstorms across southeast Virginia, possibly 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. We did have over half an inch of rain this morning here at Spot On Weather, so the ground is already very well saturated. The very muggy tropical air mass will remain in place through late Monday, the 25th of June. We expect dew points to be in the lower to middle 70s, which makes things feel very muggy. Scattered showers and thunderstorms can be expected as the wind remains out of a southerly to south-southwest direction. A cold front will move through by early Tuesday morning, the 26th of June, which is going to provide a temporary reprieve from the heat and humidity with the drier conditions. Humid weather will occur late next week. No tropical threats are expected over the next 5 days, as mentioned. Here are the locations of where to find us at Spot On Weather. Facebook, we have a Spot On Weather page. Instagram. Twitter. The website, we do occasional blogs on this website, spotonweatherweebly.com. All right, and then there's our email address, regular email, weatherspoton@gmail.com. Please feel free to send your weather inquiries, or if you have any questions about weather phenomena, you want to share any pictures. If you share any pictures, please include the location. We'd be more than happy to share that on our videos here on the YouTube channel. All right, that wraps things up today from Spot On Weather. Remember, if we're not spot on, we're not doing it right. Hope everybody has a great Friday and an even better weekend. That is all for now from Spot On Weather.